Should we get straight into it then?
Yes, mate, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, hey everyone, it's a long time ago. My name is Adam Long. I'm joined by my cousin Martin Long, and today we're talking Star Wars with another special guest. Some of you will know him as one of the trio of hosts on the weekly ZSR live stream. He's the man behind the awesome YouTube channel Zero Hunter Toys. It's Matt. How's it going, Matt?
Hello, everyone. Yeah, hello. I'm
You
good,
well?
thank you. Good,
Good.
Adam Warren. Yeah, brilliant.
Excellent.
Yeah. Thanks for
coming
inviting
on.
me on. I've
No,
looked
thanks for
forward to
coming
this.
on.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
So-
we've had a few brilliant guests so far, so you know.
Yeah, and another one today.
Okay.
So before we get on to like the Mandalorian chat that we like to do, and obviously the collecting chat, I want to ask you: you've seen all of Bad Batch series 2, right?
Yes. Yeah. Big fan. Yeah.
I was going to say, yeah. So we sort of want to get your thoughts on that because we haven't really done a series review on it. So I think we'll
Right.
start with all of that.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Enjoy
Yeah.
it.
I mean, it's had its ups and downs. Like most series, I think it felt a lot longer. I mean, there's a lot more episodes on there in the Bad Batch, but they're shorter. But yeah, I've enjoyed it. Definitely. Everyone says the episodes without the Bad Batch are better, but I just enjoyed all of them. Take it for what it is. I mean, you know, we're like, say, I'm a 47-year-old man watching, say, a cartoon. So you've got to give a bit of leeway, haven't you? Really, you can't expect to sort of like enjoy it because it's really for the kids. But
Is it though? Do you think? Do you think it is? I don't know. Because we've spoken about this with the Clone Wars before, and we don't really think it is. Some of it's so dark.
Yeah. There's some pretty children don't like seeing people getting shot at and they're dying and characters dying and stuff. So it's hard to explain. You don't see that in a lot of cartoons.
No, I thought Bad Batch was quite intense at times. Martin, we haven't really spoken about it. What were your sort of thoughts on the series and as a whole?
Yeah, I'm kind of with Matt as well. I think overall it's been really good. And while I have enjoyed every single episode of The Mandalorian so far this season, I have to say the Bad Batch, especially the finale of Bad Batch, has probably been one of my favorite pieces of Star Wars this year so far. I thought if they were to remake that in live action, that two-part finale, it's something that every Star Wars fan would probably be in awe of, because I was just the camera work, the animation, the story, the drama, everything about those two parts were just absolutely brilliant. And so I mean, there were the few episodes that I kind of was on my phone while I was watching them.
They were a bit fillery, weren't they, at times?
Yeah,
some
But for the most part, I thought it was a big improvement over season one, and season one was quite good, to be fair.
I thought it was better than season one.
But I think we're definitely obviously going to get a third season, but I think that should be its final season. I think they should just finish the story off. I don't think it needs to go on as long as the Clone Wars did.
Yeah.
Would you like to see them in live action at all? Appearing in certain things?
Personally, not really. I don't think we need to.
No, I mean, the one thing is that McQuarrie Stormtrooper. It's sort of, I like the new design, but you've got to make that jump from the clone to McQuarrie now to the Stormtrooper in Star Wars, and I just can't see that. It's a little bit jarring. That I don't know. What do you think of the actual armor and the Stormtrooper? Yeah, the McQuarrie armor. It's a bit different, isn't it? I know it's.
Yeah,
there's sort of I was going to wonder they were going to get shields out and lightsabers.
That's right. Yeah, I've seen them actually. People doing. I think it might have been the 501st possibly, but there was some cosplay in Celebration Germany where I think actually they had it in the UK in one of the celebrations as well. And like you say, I think we're so ingrained to seeing Stormtrooper clone armor that it looks too different in my eyes. I'm sure we get used to it, just like we've got used to everything else that comes along. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan. I'm looking forward to when the Stormtrooper armor actually finally arrives.
Yeah, yeah, and the sudden influx of Republic Commandos as well. They're just sort of
Yeah,
everywhere. Yeah,
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 that didn't make sense to me because they were voiced by the clones still. So they're happy to get rid of the clones, but they're keeping the Republic Commandos. Yeah, there's kind of a
yeah.
contradiction there.
There is.
Mm.
Yeah, I wonder if they've got different programming or something.
Yeah,
When there must be something to the chip. I do wonder the
yeah,
chip inside of them. We
yeah.
get too deep then, don't
Yeah.
you?
Do you think? I think we're heading towards some sort of rebellion, aren't we, with the clones?
Yeah, yeah, something that's not really been sort of brought up before. It's a good idea, isn't it? The
Mm,
clones fighting back
mm.
and what sort of really happened to them all. Of course, we know
Yeah,
they aged. They were sort of double their age, weren't they? So they
that's
would have
right.
got older quicker.
Yeah,
A lot of them would have died off. But yes, it's
yeah.
interesting thing.
Something
So
tells me Palpatine's got Order 67 ready, which will basically just terminate any clones that have chips in their heads, and that's how it'll just be done quickly.
yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I like that.
Anyway, sorry, Adam.
That's all right. No, it's interesting. It's all interesting. So what was today's episode? Episode 6 of Mandalorian.
Yep.
We've just had. This won't be airing the same week, I don't expect. But yes, episode 6. What were your thoughts on that one?
Wow, I really enjoyed it. I know there's a lot of people do not like it, but when I heard it as Bryce Dallas Howard directing it, you always think, oh, it's going to be a good episode. And there was a great mixture of Logan's Run was there. Have you seen Logan's Run?
Yeah, I've seen
Yes,
Logan's
yeah.
Run actually.
There was a lot of
yeah,
Logan's Run in that with the
definitely.
city and
Yep.
the metro kind of the I like that, and it's very clean. My girlfriend saw my wife. Sorry, my wife saw my wife saw a bit of it, and she said looks too clean, and I went no. I don't know. I quite like the. It's nice to see a bit of the clean sort of.
Yeah,
And
I did quite like that planet. Yeah,
yeah. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Some good episodes, some good characters, some famous actors popping up, which is nice. So
yeah. Yeah, did we know Christopher Lloyd was going to be in it? We did, didn't we?
there was kind of rumors, weren't there? He was going to pop up in an episode, but everyone was like, "Well, it's getting to like episode 6 now, and he hasn't popped up yet." So eventually, luckily, he did. But yeah, he sort of reminded me. I don't know if you remember that there was an episode of the Clone Wars where one of the clones was had problems when they made him, and he was bold as well, and he kind of reminded me because Christopher Lloyd was completely. Yeah, what is that clone? I can't remember the name.
It's 99. That's why they're called Clone Force 99 to commemorate him.
Yeah, and he kind of reminded of me, reminded of him. It was weird that. Yeah.
No, I agree actually. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a strange. It's just something that come to me. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Did you enjoy it, Martin?
Yeah, I like Matt. I think it definitely had some Logan's Run. It definitely had some Blade Runner in there. I even spotted someone with those sort of plastic see-through Macs that they all wear in Blade Runner in the background of some of the scenes. But I have a couple of thoughts. My first thought is that really felt like a live action episode of the Clone Wars. They're either on a planet, they get asked to, the Jedi asked to go on a mission and find out what's going on the planet, and then they solve the mission at the end. And so they came across definitely like an episode of the Clone Wars. It's great to see battle droids again. Being a huge prequel fan, anything prequel.
Yeah. And the way they moved, it was a bit. They were a bit more. It was a bit.
Yeah.
When they moved, it did look a bit more human and kind of running, didn't it? It wasn't very mechanical, but I know they're supposed to be a lot more. Supposed to be mobile. Those droids. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, that chase scene was it's sort of a good example of that. How the droid was running away from him.
Sorry, Matt.
They deliberately didn't put Din Djarin didn't have a jetpack as well. I thought, which is quite strange. And then Bo-Katan did have a jetpack, but she didn't have her helmet at all with her, which I thought was they're trying to get her face on screen as much as possible now. I think
that's it. I don't know if have you seen what's the film of Russell Crowe and Guy Pearce and It's like a 1950s detective film.
The
I was driving me mad. I can't
LA
remember what it's called.
Confidential?
LA Confidential.
That's it.
It reminded me a little bit of that. Like, they
All
had
right.
to go step by step to investigate the crime. They went to this person who sent them to this person. And normally that sort of thing's like, it's a bit procedural, but it felt, the way it was filmed, it felt very 1950s, pulp detective. So I quite like that about it. And I'm good. People are going to think I'm saying this now, but honestly, when in episode 2, when he went to Mandalore and he got the Darksaber taken from him by that machine thing, and then Bo-Katan went and saved him, I turned to my wife and said, well, surely that means it's now Bo-Katan's because she's defeated the robot. I actually said that to my wife as after it had happened. And I just forgot about it. And then when he explained it to the Mandalorians at the end of the episode, I was like,
I'm justified.
Yeah. So I was really chuffed about that. And I think that's a clever, if not sneaky, way of getting it back into her hands. But it does seem to me a bit like it's going to be the Bo-Katan show a bit now, and which isn't a bad thing.
He's kind of a background character, isn't he? I think that's probably annoyed some people as well.
Yeah,
probably.
But I agree with you, Matt. All I've seen is negativity, which is what you always see online. But I haven't had a problem with it in the slightest. I think it's been great.
My thinking is that they're trying to get us, because it's the New Republic, and we've seen the original, we've seen prequels, done the original trilogy, and it's slightly different. The New Republic are a little bit kind of, they think that everything's got back, everything's gonna be nice and simple, and they've sorted out the Empire, and they've got a bit sort of, they're a bit lazy really, and all the rich people are making money again, and it's all nice and nicey. The background, the Empire or whoever are going to go to the First Order, and it's just a little bit New Republic. I think this is the era of New Republic, and it's going to be a bit nicey and a bit different. And I think a lot of people don't like that. They want more gritty, kind of Western kind of bounty hunter. I think it's moved away slightly from that. So
it's more religious. It's more of a religious sort of push now, isn't it? Rather than a Western.
We're just seeing a bit like we've never seen a lot of Coruscant and these richer, more nicer planets, have we? Really? So,
I totally agree. I think when episode 7 came out and they destroyed the entire New Republic within 3 seconds with what was the Death Star called? I can't remember. I've only seen it a few times, and so when they destroyed that, everyone was complaining, we didn't get to find anything out about the New Republic, but now they're finding out about the New Republic. They're complaining that they're finding out about the New Republic. So you just can't win, can you?
Can't win. We're giving you what we wanted, what we wanted, and
exactly.
People don't want it. They don't want it, do they? So
I think I didn't particularly love this episode. I didn't hate it. There were good moments and bad moments for me. But as a sort of series as a whole, I don't know where it's going. I feel like that's sort of the issue that I've got with it, is that a lot of these episodes have almost been filler episodes, and we don't really know where they're taking it. I don't think. But
we've got 2 episodes left, and not what's happening, kind of thing.
I do find that Jack Black turning up and just randomly people who are you're not used to that in Star Wars, so that is a little bit jarring. If I had to like pick a point out, don't get me wrong, thought it was great, but it was like it took me out of it for a few minutes that Jack Black was sat there.
And he's doing his normal Jack Black thing, isn't he? So
but that's not the end of the world, is it?
No, not at all.
No. Oh, I liked it. Yeah.
Right, should we talk about your collection?
Yeah.
I've seen a few up there that I want, to be honest. I want to know where you got them from.
A few, I want them all.
Yeah, I wouldn't know where to put them. That's the only thing for me. But so when did it all start?
Really, when I was young, I didn't really have a lot of Star Wars. I watched the films and everything, and I had a few figures, but I was really into Action Force. So G.I. Joe Action Force, and I had a lot of vehicles in Action Force. I collected a bit of that and sort of bits and some He-Man and some stuff. And then as I got older, I sort of was into my BMX and rock music and stuff. And then I got to when I got older and I got a job, then you sort of like, well, I can actually spend some money now, and and I started buying the old figure again. And then of course the special editions came out. And I think that's what rejuvenated my collecting. So from then on, I started to think, I'm going to get these Power of the Force figures and stuff. I didn't buy many of the Power of the Force, but then I started just getting the vintage collection, and of course we went on to Black Series. And now I've sort of gone from back to vintage collection again, and now I'm like, now I've gone the next level, which is Hot Toys, which is a bad thing to collect. Yeah, because you think I'm just going to get the one or two, and you don't.
You can't. No,
you can't. No, you can't. No.
We do want to talk. We don't know a lot about Hot Toys, do we, Martin?
Yeah. I don't really. I obviously know they look extremely cool, and if I was to buy one, I'm sure Matt will probably say that I wouldn't be able to stop at one. So that's why they've not been on my radar, really.
Yeah, I mean, I got this one in the post today. This one turned up, so that is the first order.
TIE Pilot.
Yeah.
Oh, it's awesome. Look at the detail on that. It's
amazing.
You
can see the detail. And this is like a soft, like nylon stitched, flight suit.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So how many do you have now?
I've gone past 10. I think that's all I'm saying. So,
in case your wife watches it.
Yeah, she doesn't mind. She's actually bought a couple for me for like my birthday and Christmas. So
nice.
It's like when I went to Forbidden Planet and I was still collecting Black Series and vintage collection. And she saw and she said, well, all that money you spent on your Christmas, I could have just got you one and that would have been it for Christmas. And I'm like, I didn't think of that. Yeah. So next time, that was it, right? I got a good excuse now. So
have you got a favourite?
It's probably
picking your children.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, a couple of. I've got the Mandalorian speeder bike, and the white speeder bike and
I think you put that on one of your videos.
Yes.
I saw that one. Yeah, that was great.
That's a nice one. Yeah, and I've recently got Bo-Katan as well. So she's nice. For about a couple of days she had the helmet on, and then I'm like, what am I doing? I've got to get that face sculpt. And she's great. Now she's taken her helmet off. Now it seems right.
Yeah.
So,
they're extremely posable, aren't they?
They are. They can be quite delicate, some of them, especially if they're like showing the flesh on them. Some people are frightened to put them in too many poses because after a certain time, the silicone can sort of dry out and crack as well, which some people. You're paying a lot of money for these figures. You don't particularly expect that to do that, but things don't last forever, do they?
So, that's for sure.
Rubber and silicone and these things do age and harden and don't last. So that's why I think a lot of people buy the clone troopers and the troopers because they're mostly plastic armor and then a fabric undersuits. They're going to last a lot longer than the actual like Jedi and the skin ones. Yeah.
So, I mean, we store all of our like carded figures, in these blister cases. Is there anything for Hot Toys for that? Is it just a case of putting them in a cabinet or something?
Just in a cabinet. Yeah, keeping them in a cabinet. Yeah, keep them out of sunlight. Yeah, you got some people that probably do collect Hot Toys and don't take them out of the box, which I couldn't believe that. But then I'm the same in some ways. I don't take my figures out of the packaging much.
Yeah.
So, especially my vintage collection.
No,
there's not many. Stuff. Yeah, there's not many I remove. So I might buy one and get one in the post and it's slightly damaged or creased. Because we've had a lot of problems of cards recently where the factories have not been taking much care of them, have they? So I will see another one. I will buy another one, nice one, and just release that one so I can have a little play with it. So okay, it's not many, but yeah.
Have you got a holy grail that you haven't picked up yet?
Well, there's one original vintage figure I'd like to get a Luke on the gunner card. You know, where he's sitting in a Falcon.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
Farm Boy Luke in a
Yeah.
gun, or with a gunner card.
Yeah.
So yeah, very very hard figure to get now. You're talking over £1,000 now, I think,
Oh,
for
man.
a
Yeah.
nice one. It's just gone crazy. Some of the prices just left. So yeah.
All of the classic Kenners you've got, I'm assuming they're all classic Kenners behind you. I think I could just about make out some
Yeah,
stunners behind you. Are
yeah.
they all just picked up over time, or any of those
Yeah,
from back in the day?
Yeah, I mean, I used to go to. There's a toy fair down here, and it's called Furthest From, and
I've heard of that. Yeah.
it's in Fordingbridge, so it's like they call it Furthest From because it's like the furthest from anywhere. It's great. It's like in the New Forest and Fordingbridge is, and
how often is that on?
It used to be on like 3 times a year, but since like COVID and stuff, it got a bit sort of less, and of course there's a lot more events coming up now. But Dave Tree runs it he's got all the cool stuff, which is a shop in Fordingbridge. But there's like a little village hall opposite him, and he opens it up, and I've been going for since like the second or third one, and there's been quite a few now, so it's been going on for quite some time. He does like a Transformer one as well, and some like Transformers and retro GI Joe, I think, and He-Man. Used to do a lot of them, but mostly used to Star Wars. So, but it's a great. If you've never been, you should go. It's just it's
you'll
just
have to let me know.
It's just vintage Star Wars. Yes, yeah.
Let me know when it's back on, and I'll come down because that's not too far from me.
Yeah,
really.
there is one planned. I think I'm not sure the date, but I think it's coming up after Celebration, maybe May. But I'll let you know. So
I will.
Yeah, May. It's going to be in the summertime. He used to do one like beginning and summer, and then there's always a good Christmas one, which is quite cool because I think all the guys have a evening before. A lot of people travel down. They stay in the hotels and they have a Christmas dinner and stuff the night before, and a guest.
Nice.
We've had some quite good guests there. I'm trying to think of the guy who comes from America, who's the big collector. He's had some books out, and he's got one of the original Death Star models. I'm trying to think of his name.
Is that the one that they found in the back of a skip?
Yeah, and it's that sort of shop or something. I've got his name. Terrible. I can't believe I forgot his name.
With names.
Yeah, terrible. But he's got some amazing props and stuff. But he'll probably come to me later.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I was picking bits and pieces up there, and I used to be a costumer as well. So I used to wear all the I used to do the stormtroopers and a lot of the costumes, and I sort of stopped doing that, and I sold a lot of my costumes, and I bought a lot of these. So when they were a lot cheaper, and now now I've moved on a few. I've moved a few on because the Hot Toys have
taken over.
Come, and it's just the problem is with the vintage figures now, they're becoming so brittle, and you're so delicate with them, and even just dusting them, I'm petrified to move them and stuff. So the bubbles are becoming very yellow, and you're frightened that one day the glue is just gonna go and they're just gonna start dropping off. And I try to keep my room out of the sunlight and keep it at a certain temperature. It's hard to in the summer because when it gets, what it's like last year, it got really hot. And you're like, well, I'm going to keep it cool, but it's just trying to preserve them as long as possible.
It's difficult. I mean, even my modern vintage, I found I was dusting all the cases the other day, and I came across the ATRT driver, and the actual figure has started to actually decompose inside the bubble.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's just the plastic's just started to, I don't know, rot away. Whatever happens to plastic,
Yeah.
And I'm the same with you. My house faces the sun all day, and it's all in my front room, and it's just a nightmare. I'm in here with a fan in the winter, in the summer. Sorry, try to keep things as cool as possible, but it's just a nightmare.
I've got these sort of black curtains that I've always got pulled all the time. So. Yeah. I mean, I don't. They, even in the summer, they're not even. I was thinking about putting some sort of blank inside the windows, like a fake panel. I've seen people do it, so I could just completely block the window out. But
Our neighbours always say, why are your blinds always closed? Because we've got blackout
Yeah,
blinds in here.
yeah.
And I've asked my wife if I can put silver foil in the windows just to deflect the sun, and she
Yeah.
won't have any of it.
Yeah. That was my thinking. Some sort of tint,
Yes.
to reflect that, because it gets so. This is the back. This room is my back, my spare room, and the sun. Yeah, it's always in there in the summer. It's terrible. So,
there you go, Adam. We're giving you tips when you get your Star Wars room.
Yeah. Find a room that's not in the sunlight, direct sunlight. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm quite lucky because I've got a 3-bedroom house. So what the wife says, which room you having? You're going to have the smallest room, aren't you? For this? No, I'm not having the smallest room for the Star Wars. No, I'm going to have the biggest room for the Star Wars. She kind of looked at me like, no. I'm like, yes. You can't fight me on that. No, I've got one room to put my stuff in. I'm going to choose the room.
This room started as the study, and it had all our box files and our printer and everything. And over time, all of that stuff has moved upstairs as more and more stuff gets shipped in. So now, whenever we want to print anything off, we have to go upstairs to do it. And I get moaned at quite a bit for that sort of thing.
Yeah, I should have got some down to show you. I'm frightened to touch them. So
no, honestly. If anybody wants to see Matt's collection, all I would say is go to his channel, Zero Hunter Toys.
Yeah,
he puts out these daily shorts, or more than one a day.
And I've got. When I back maybe like a year ago, I was doing just vintage collection. I would grab 5 or 6, and I would just put them in and talk about each 5 or 6 of them. So
fantastic!
Yeah, and I think I've got a video when I actually all my loose vintage figures. I wanted to get them all. I've got them all out and cleaned every single one and washed them all, and then talked about them. I had them all stacked up and put them back in, because that's the worst thing about collecting is dusting, isn't it?
Yeah. Especially when you keep them all in cases as well.
Yeah.
And when you're trying to film and the lights are reflecting off the plastic, that's a bit of a pain.
When you do YouTube and talk about toys, when it's mostly plastic, it's
exactly.
It can get very infuriating. It's like, oh, look, the light's bouncing off it. No,
have you got any new recent pickups except for the TIE Pilot?
I've got the speeder bike and Scout Trooper vintage collection. Have you got that yet?
It's coming tomorrow morning.
Is it?
Cool. I got the bunker last week.
So
I promptly took the figure out, and I'm trying to sell this bunker on its own because I don't keep any of the.
No, I refuse to buy it. I just want the figure, so I keep looking on eBay if someone's just going to sell the figure on its own. But I saw one the other day for it went for about £35, and I missed it, and I'm like, but I know it's a lot just to buy the bunker and get rid of it, isn't it? So I'm
thinking I might just keep it, and if we ever get to a decent amount of subscribers, I'll just do a giveaway or something without the figure.
Eventually I picked up the R2S and Top Merrick's droid.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I eventually got him from ZG Toys, is it?
Toys,
yeah. Jonathan.
That's where I got my one.
Yeah. Jonathan gets a few batches in, and I emailed him, and he said, "I'll let you know when we get." And he holds them. He's very good. And with the way they send these carded figures is, you get a lot. You get some guys, they put bubble wrap and stuff in, but they can get a little bit crushed. And he does it the old-fashioned way with card, and
he gets rave reviews for his packaging, doesn't he?
It's amazing,
it's brilliant.
Yeah, puts cardboard in between so they don't. Yeah, so I was really happy to get this one, but I still haven't got Antop Marriott yet. I still haven't. I refused to buy that X-wing.
I did that. I bought the X-wing and sold it.
I do not like that X-wing. It was a bad design of wings on it, and I just don't like the. But I love the Poe Dameron one. I never got the Poe Dameron one. I wish I kicked myself now. I still need to get that one. So. But I don't buy many vehicles myself either. I just like the figures. So
I love the vehicles, especially original trilogy vehicles and some of the prequel vehicles in the vintage collection. But I just if I start vehicles, then I'm absolutely done, because they'd have to be stacked on the floor. I just couldn't,
I've got this one. I've got my
nice.
I've got the Mandalorian, and I got the actual. When the Hasbro brought out the troop builder stormtroopers, so I've got all them in there. So
fantastic.
I love.
Does that open out?
You got the top opens out as well. I think you can open the top up. Oh my god. It's never been open.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry.
Don't break
worry
it.
about it. Yeah.
Live breaking.
Yeah. Of course. My favorite, probably the favorite vehicle from Rogue One is the tank.
Oh
yeah. And I've got the very rare, the tank commander.
Yeah, me too.
I took it out of the bubble, guys. So yeah, and I was like, how much is he worth now?
yeah. That action figure grader. Every time I watch him and he's on there, he goes up every single time.
What is it sort of going rate now?
I think I saw about 100, 110 was the last time I
over
saw
100.
Anyway.
Yeah, way over 100. Yeah. Of course, the cheat, the other one is just like a Rogue One P5 POA figure.
Yep.
So you can just stick the head out, which you can get away with as the driver. So,
there you go, tips for everybody.
Yeah, just use a 5 POA one. I think it's in that box you could get with like the five figures in it. So yeah. Because I'm a big fan of that. I love the 5 POA as well, because I was one of the ones. I was very disheartened when they didn't finish off the line. They just did. They did Force Awakens. They didn't do Rise of Skywalker. I was really gutted when they didn't do. I know a lot of people don't like the films, but I was really gutted.
Okay, well, as usual, what was meant to be a 40-minute chat turned into well over an hour. So we'll split this episode of Talking Star Wars with Zero Hunter Toys into 2 parts. If you enjoyed part 1, then please check out part 2, which will be released in just a few days. Matt has some more great stories to tell us and some awesome collectibles to show us. Thanks for joining us, and see you next time.